pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Excuse me, I don't know if you would actually close him, but do we know if the mayor's going to be here or not?
Do not know if the mayor's going to be here, but it was roll call for the motion to appoint the commissioner. So we have no resolve.
Here.
Burgess.
Here.
Hicks.
Here.
Myers.
Here.
Williams.
Here. Make motion that we elect trustee David Haynes to act as mayor pro tem for the next meeting.
There's motion and second on the floor. Any discussion? Village clerk, please call roll.
Benson.
No.
Burgess.
Yes.
Hicks.
Yes.
Myers.
Yeah.
Williams.
Yes.
And this is only until the mayor shows up. If the mayor shows, there's been no communication, and we're already at 7:04. Move to item number 2, ordinance and resolutions. Item A, motion to approve an ordinance adding section 53.07 and 53.08 to the village code regarding water services. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Is there a motion and a second? Any discussion? Hearing none, village clerk, please call roll.
Benson.
Stay.
Burgess.
Yes.
Hicks.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Item number B, motion to approve video gaming ordinance. Need a motion?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, village clerk, please call roll.
Benson.
Stay.
Burgess.
Yes.
Hicks.
No.
Myers.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Motion carries. Move to item number 3, new business. Motion to approve consideration for the application by Pastor Derek Carter Sr., Seed of Faith Ministries, for a special use to allow for a place of worship in a C2 commercial district located at 7-8 Sherrybrook. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
One question, Sherry, have you received any information at all on, from the pastor yet?
Pastor Carter was already in front of the zoning board and presented, his thing to them. They made a recommendation to approve, and this was going to be put on about 3 weeks ago, and it hasn't, so.
And he's going to follow the current adopted code we have from the building code?
We haven't been in there. He's just going to be doing some painting and stuff like that. The fire department will have to go in there to do their inspection and stuff.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, village clerk, please call roll.
Benson.
Stay.
Burgess.
Yes.
Hicks.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Item B, motion to approve supplemental engineering agreement for quiet zone establishment. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Jim, is this one just be for the Torrance Avenue and Cottage Road, or just one?
It would be for both.
You said Torrance and Castro?
Trustee, this is item number B, the motion to approve the supplemental engineering agreement for the quiet zone. This is for the C and railroad quiet zone. Any other discussion? Hearing none, village clerk, please call roll.
Benson.
Stay.
Burgess.
Yes.
Hicks.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Item C, motion to approve closing village hall on Wednesdays. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, village clerk, please call roll.
Benson.
No.
Burgess.
Yes.
Hicks.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item D, motion to approving an amendment to Bud's ambulance agreement. Is there a motion?
Second.
There a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
Yes. Yes.
Trustee?
The amendment, what is, refresh my memory on the amendment agreement.
That is the increase.
Oh, did it
Year-
just,
year
it's just for
increase.
increase, okay.
Correct. Yes, sir.
Chief, my next meeting, we'll deal with it.
Yeah, that's the yearly rate that was broken out in the next 4 years. The only difference on your raises on that would be the cost of fuel. That will adjust on your
I don't recall ever talking about that.
discussion? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call roll.
Benson.
No.
Burgess.
Yes.
Hicks.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item number E, motion to approve the GNP lighting proposal. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second on the floor. Any discussion?
Yeah, the GMP lighting proposal, we know that consists of, we stop
Should have received the, in your packet and, the email with all the information.
That was in your packet.
And the,
Whose phone is ringing?
And last week, I don't want to say Price, is that correct? Price was here to answer any questions. Since the meeting was cut short, he stayed afterwards to meet with the trustees. He was here for quite a long time, answering any questions.
The meeting was cut short, and we never had a chance to present.
We also received everything in our packet, and we received everything through the
This wasn't the first time
right.
Price was here. There's, there's some lights, some example lights
Right.
that we already had in the village for a couple months now.
7 or 8 months.
About 7 or 8 months, yeah.
Right. Trustee Marsh?
I also understand that we have a grant, part of the grant part we received for help starting, and there's additional more money coming in from that grant. You want me to go to Mike?
Yes.
Please.
You guys got me trained. Yes, the DECO funds, which covers approximately a third of the project, is already taken care of. I had a meeting on Friday with Cook County to begin discussions with them. I have a meeting this coming Thursday, pending you folks want us to move ahead tonight, to secure the additional funds to cover 100% of the entire cost of the project. Okay? No guarantees.
Right.
Okay, but before I expend any more time or energy, I need your blessing for me to move ahead. And these funds, as it points out there, will be for this project exclusively. I know that you had a lighting company in here back in June or July. These funds can't be applied to that. Okay, so just so everybody clearly understands. Okay?
And you'll be back before us to let us know what the final decision was on.
Absolutely. As facts come to light, okay, I'll be sure to share that with you. Trustee here asked that Debbie provide me with your folks' email addresses so that I can communicate that to you folks directly as I'm made aware. Okay, fair enough?
All right.
We're waiting for a final decision. I haven't seen any type of agreements on my desk at all about this. But why not? A final agreement, a final decision, you're waiting on facts, you haven't received any of that, so why should we go forward with this?
Essentially what you're doing is you're giving me authorization to try to get grants on your behalf.
We need to see those agreements and see what's in those agreements.
I'm not going to sign any. I'm not authorized to sign any agreements. All I'm going to try to do is lay the groundwork for you folks, and I'll present it to you, and then the people who are authorized to engage those grants will do so at the appropriate time.
And it costs the village nothing.
Absolutely.
Right. Any other further discussion? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call roll.
Benson.
No.
Burgess.
Yes.
Hicks.
Yes.
Myers. Williams.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item F, board overrides of mayoral vetoes of September 25th, 2012, starting with A, FA, override mayoral veto of motion to place village manager Henrietta Turner on paid administrative leave for 3 weeks starting Friday, September 14th, 2012, in order to investigate finances and to investigate boxes of documents removed by Henrietta Turner on September 14th at 5 p.m. Motion. Motion second, any discussion?
So you want to override the mayor's veto, or you want a motion to do that? Is that correct? No, it's no issue.
Okay, motion is second on the floor, Village Clerk, please call roll.
Benson.
No.
Burgess.
Yes.
Hicks.
Yes.
Myers. Williams.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item D, override of mayoral veto of motion to reinstate the village attorney's office in Stir, LTD, although the mayor's attempt to remove was not legal and or in compliance with the law. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
The motion is second. Any discussion? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call the roll.
Benson.
No.
Burgess.
Yes.
Hicks.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item C, override mayoral veto of motion to amend ordinance 12-015 to clarify that the position of village manager remain in full force and effect until the beginning of the new fiscal year, beginning November 1st, 2012, when the current amended ordinance will take effect to eliminate the village manager position from the budget. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
A motion and second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, village clerk, please call roll.
Benson.
No.
Burgess.
Yes.
Hanks.
Yes.
Myers. Williams.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item D, override mayoral veto of motion to establish a chain of command in the absence of the village manager. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Okay, a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Yes, so the public will know, this override of the mayor's veto is the board of trustees want the department heads to be directed straight to them, to take orders from them. That is not our job to do. We are legislators and legislators only. When we get into the practice of trying to run the village, this is why we owe $3 million in the hole now. Every time they do this, this is the problem we have, and we having it right now, without concern for the taxpayers' pocket. They do not care. To override the mayor's veto, for the mayor to say, no, the mayor is saying, I am the acting village manager right now until we get another one. They saying, no, we want to run the village. And again, this is why we are in the predicament we're in now. This attorney firm should not be here. He was removed, replaced, fired, but yet he consistently arrives here and sits here. Well, I do not know. But this is what we have. This is the problem that we have, and it has to stop. So what they saying now is the department head was answered to them and not the mayor. That is inappropriate and unacceptable. So you know. Thank you.
All right, trustee, just to make sure that we make this very clear, this is not to take the power away from the mayor. This is not to have department heads report to the trustees. What the vote that was taken was that the department heads provide information to key trustees so that if there's any problems, that the trustees will know, and that there's communication. All we're doing is asking if there's a liaison. There's no power or chain of command being taken away from the mayor. So I just want to make sure that the residents understand this vote goes back to quite a few weeks. And I know the trustee was not here when the motion was taken. Again, I think there's a miscommunication on the fact that the motion that was made that there is just being a liaison between trustees, since we do not have a village manager position, and the trustees can get this information back to the mayor. I know the mayor feels he's got a lot of work on his hands and he's not able to handle everything, so this is to help out the mayor and be that sounding block rather than the mayor getting hit with a bunch of information.
That is incorrect. Once again, that is incorrect. Once again, the department heads has not answered to the mayor. They will not answer the mayor because they have been directed by the board of trustees. That is incorrect what he just said. Just so you know.
Thanks. Yeah, we have a motion and a second on the floor. Village clerk, please call roll.
Benson.
No.
Burgess.
Yes.
Hanks.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Trustee Hayes,
Motion carries. Yes.
you have several department heads here.
Definitely.
We can clear this up right now.
Department heads are still.
Has any department head been instructed to answer to any trustee and not the mayor?
That is incorrect. No, they have not.
I'm asking the department heads. They're right here. Has any department head been instructed to answer to just the trustees and not the mayor? Thank
Yes,
you.
they would say that. You are.
All right, move to item number G, motion to approve winterization of air strippers. Is there a motion?
So
Second.
Okay, motion and second to approve. Any discussion? This is the motion to approve winterization of air strippers. So we can put them under roof.
Is this going to cost the taxpayers more money?
Yes.
Start with keeping the air strippers.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Trustee Burgess.
Is there anyone here from Baxter Wood
I see no hand.
to explain, obviously trustee Benson doesn't understand, that if you don't put them on the roof, they will freeze. So you have to enclose because there's water running through those pipes. I just wanted to know if there was someone here that could explain the process and why they're weatherizing these particular machines that are located right next to the pump house.
Perhaps.
And yes, it is going to cost the taxpayers money, as the airstrip is going to cost the taxpayers money. We went down that road before. But don't mislead them thinking that somebody's spending money unnecessarily, because this has to be done. We have the airstrips, we have to protect them from the weather, just like we protect our wells from the weather. But I was thinking that someone would be here from Baxter Woodman, since they're the ones that are going to do this work or are going to design it. I would have hoped that someone was here to explain that to them, but basically that's what they're going to do. I don't know if they're going to put, what type of housing they're going to put. I don't know if it's going to be canvas, or I don't know if it's going to be a regular building, but it has to be done ASAP. This is the middle of October. It's going to freeze in another 2 or 3 weeks, or maybe sooner, and we have to get that done. So that's the reason for that, and it's really, we're behind the 8 ball right now. We have to get this done as soon as possible. And yes, that is part of the taxpayers' dollar, because it's part of the airstripping process.
All right, we have motion.
The only problem with that, citizens, is this. They took this project and gave it to one engineering firm. Because of the magnitude of the dollars and cents, it should have been off a contract. We don't know if there could have been better machines out there that was already weatherized. We just don't know, because they never researched it. They just gave it to somebody. An engineer firm has been sitting here all this time and did nothing for the village. This is why our money is being spent inappropriately.
Question.
All I have to say.
Trustee Williams.
I know we have a motion and a second on the floor, but if I'm not mistaken, this firm that's doing this is Baxter Woodman, which was recommended to this board by village manager Henrietta Turner and Mayor Lewis Towers, who said that they did the research and they found this company. And as the board, we went along with them for their decision. So if there was any research that should have been done, I think it lies on them. But again, we have a motion and a second. Can we please have a vote?
We have a motion and a second, but just one thing for clarification is the temporary air strippers were put in by the IEPA and the Attorney General. So I think we should make sure we make that clear also. We have a motion and a second on the floor. Village Clerk, please call the roll.
Benson.
No.
Burgess.
Yes.
Banks.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Motion approved. Item number H, motion to approve purchase of temporary air strippers until permanent air strippers are available. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Got a motion and a second on the floor. Any discussion? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call roll.
Benson.
No.
Burgess.
Yes.
Banks.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 8, approval of accounts payable and disbursements for September 25th, 2012 through October 9th, 2012. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Got a motion, is there a second? Okay, we got a motion and a second. Discussion?
Yes.
Trustee,
Go ahead.
Trustee Benson? Trustee Burgess, you have the floor, do you?
Okay, page 1. Invoice number 26018. We had clarification on that last time. How did it? Still haven't gotten clarification.
Sorry, by mistake, it came back.
Oh, your mistake?
Yeah, it's a mistake. It's going to be more permanent.
Okay. All
Sorry
right.
about that.
That's no problem.
Thanks. So we have, is that it, Trustee Burgess? Is that it?
That's it.
Trustee Benson?
If we all, I don't know how many of us have this, but if you look at the first, very front page on this, you see where it says accounts payable, settlement payroll liabilities. Underneath that, it has accounts payable, immediate settlement checks for. Well, those are the settlement payments where the members of the police department have sued the village without the village challenging these officers. They were able to, at the behest of these trustees, at their behest, at their approval, sue the village and was told that they will not fight them in court, which means that they were just giving away our taxpayers' dollars. And they're not going to tell you that, obviously. I am, and they know I am. But that's what this is. Don't let them tell you anything different, citizens. That's what this is. 3 officers had sued the village. And I want you also to know village on many occasions and continuously suing the village. And they are continuously selling and giving our taxpayers dollars. This has to stop. Okay, I'm not done, gentlemen. Sorry.
Trustee Myers?
I have a
I'm
question.
sorry.
Page 2, page 1 and 2. At the bottom, we have bill of fund, elected officials, the IML conference. Once again, what they want, this is a conference that is held inside the city of Chicago. This conference is going to cost us $6,000 to $7,000 for them to stay in hotels. They can stay at home and get the bus down there and save the taxpayers dollars. But they don't want to do that. They rather spend your tax dollars to do that. And what they're going to tell you is DP Partners have given, well, Trustee Burgess is going to be the main one that says DP Partners has given us earmarked money for this. No, it's not. DP Partners gave us $100,000 to do what the village want to do with the money. But yet we are almost $3 million in the hole. If we $3 million in the hole and we have somebody to give us $100,000, take that money and put it towards the welfare of the village to ease the taxpayers. But they don't want to do that. They want to get up, go downtown, party, and as the taxpayers, this is what's going on with your tax dollars. This is what's going on with your tax dollars. This is why we are in the predicament we're in right now. That's money that we can use toward our fire hydrants. We have over 70 hydrants out of service, or probably more. And it makes no sense. I'm not done. It seemed like here, I made a statement on the last accounts payable about why we paying Robinson Engineering Company, the engineering firm, why we paying so many thousands of taxpayers' dollars for work that they done that was disapproved by the Department of Natural Resources. They come up with these contracts. They supposedly have been connecting Lake Michigan water to the school, emergency connection, whatever the case may be. We never got it. But yet we paid them over $40,000 plus, and that's accounts payable. And here again, and we paying them $27,000 for emergency Lake Michigan water connection. We don't have no water from Lake Michigan. We don't have it. So why are we paying them $27,000? I need to know, what are we paying them $27,000 for by tax dollars? Can you tell me that?
To straighten out the facts, the item on the accounts payable is for the design of the emergency Lake Michigan water connection. This is the connection that's going to go down Sauk Trail and eventually, hopefully, be a permanent Lake Michigan water supply that was authorized by the board many months ago. And then also, regarding your comments,
we need more batteries.
Regarding comments about DNR, those are completely false. The DNR has not rejected our application, so I'm not sure where you're getting that. And we're having a hearing, a final hearing for Lake Michigan water that is in January.
I need to ask somebody else who was there at that meeting, Ms. Francine Anderson. You were at that meeting. I'm asking her. No problem. No problem.
He was a vendor.
Yeah, no problem. It is a fact that the application was rejected. To my knowledge, there is no Lake Michigan water coming here as of right now, and it probably won't be, to my knowledge. So why are we paying them $27,000 when the application was rejected, and you know it, and this board knows it?
All right, we have a motion and a second on the floor. Yes, one item been removed so far, item 26018.
Somebody, we need to know.
Please order.
I think that it's important to know that we have a motion and a second, and as far as the comments and questions that Trustee Pearson brought up, just to rehash pretty quickly, as far as IML, we discussed this multiple times, and for many numerous faces that I've seen in the audience today who have been here, you will know that this is money that was given to us, that we've used to pay IML, that we've used to pay for dues at South Suburban mayors and managers. And for those of you who were attended meetings,
Please order. There'll be time for our audience to speak, please.
for those of you who have attended meetings after the last conference we came to, you know that there were several different organizations and companies that we brought to the village that helped us. One specifically was Safeguard, which was a company when we didn't have a code enforcement. They were here to assist us in helping to put liens on homes, to find out who owned the homes, because we had many residents that were complaining about grass not being cut, about other home violations. And since we didn't have a community code enforcement agency to go out and write the tickets, they were able to assist us in that. That's just one company that was brought back from IML. But any questions like that, we've discussed multiple times. I'm not sure that we need to waste time doing it now with Trustee Benson. He, as a trustee, has just as much access to any information that we have, and I would suggest that he does his research, and we can move on.
Thank you, Trustee.
I do my research on the internet. Anybody up here can do the same exact thing without charging our taxpayers thousands of dollars. To go downtown for an MLL conference and charge the taxpayers $10,000, sleep in a hotel but ain't 20 miles from that same location, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And they want to tell you guys it's okay. We have the $100,000 that was issued to us by DP Partners was money that they said we use however we want to. We are $3 million, maybe plus in the hole. Let's take that money and use it for the welfare of our village.
There you go.
Thank you, Trustee. There's a motion and a second on the floor. Is there anyone willing to withdraw the motion and a second to amend it?
I will withdraw.
Withdraw your motion. Who made the second? Okay. Motion's been made, seconds been withdrawn. The motion is second to approve accounts payable with the amendment of removing invoice number 26018 for the amounts of $2,288. Motion is second on the floor. Village Clerk, please call roll.
Benson.
No.
Burton.
Yes.
Hicks.
Yes.
Myers. Williams.
Yes.
Move to item number 4, reports of officers. We'll skip to item number D, Village Clerk.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Hayes. First of all, I'd just like to say that today was the last day to register to vote for the November election. We won't be registering now until after the election. And on a sad note, the library is no longer registering people to vote. All registrations will now take place at the Village Hall. The good news is we have just now enlisted the help of several Village Hall employees to become voters registrars. Sherry Jasinski, Mohan Rao, and Mike Bartnicki are now able to register voters. Thank you very much for that. They actually registered several today. They had their training around noon and probably registered about a dozen or two before the end of the day. So to that I say thank you for jumping in on such short notice. The last day also, I just wanted to mention that if anybody's interested in being a candidate in the upcoming election for mayoral, trustee, or clerk election in April 2020. Excuse me? Anyone interested in participating in being a candidate for the mayoral, clerk, or trustee election?
That's not you cannot discuss that at this meeting. She knows that.
This is a first job to talk about announcement.
Again, anyone interested in participating in becoming, filling out petitions for the office of mayor, clerk, or trustee, the information is posted in the hallways and online. how you can get a candidates guide, which will tell you everything you need to do in order to start getting your petitions circulated. The circulation date at this point, you can turn in your petitions from December 17th to December 24th. There may, however, be a change in the last date of filing due to the holiday. At this point, those are the dates of record. I will continue to update people as time goes on. But the information is posted, and it should also be on the internet by this time. Also posted is the budget notice. We have both posted the budget notice where the budget is on display. It has to be on display for a minimum of 10 days before the board approves it. The budget will be approved at the October 23rd meeting. Anybody interested in observing and looking at the budget, you can either go online or you can come to the village hall or visit the library. And just make sure I've got everything else. I believe that's all, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. Thank you very much.
Item number D, Village Treasurer, Mr. Summerton.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. On October 18th, both Fire and Police Pension Board will hold their quarterly meeting, and that ends my report. Thank you. October 18th.
Thank you. Item number E, Village Attorney, Attorney Graham.
Thank you, no report.
Item number F, Village Engineer, Mr. Sargent.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Just one item tonight. About a month ago, I sent an email to the administration asking about how we wanted to handle a number of the situations that we're going to have to address for the upcoming Lake Michigan Water final hearing. Items like what we're going to do about the Can Lake Village and Weatherston Lake situation, how we're going to address the cost for non-revenue water, and also what the base water cost is going to be that I can take into account in my calculations. So all those items need to be discussed and decisions need to be made so that I can prepare our response to IDNR in preparation for that hearing. So I don't know what form you want that to take. I'd be happy to come to a committee meeting to discuss that with you so that I can get some guidance.
Village Clerk, please have the village engineer place on the next committee meeting agenda.
Yes. Thank you.
Item number 5, reports of trustees and board committees. A, Parks, we'll move to item B. Housing Authority Commission has no report this time. Item number C, Ordinance Review Committee, Trustee Meyer.
Brief report. First of all, one of mentioned a couple items. One was got a fire last night. Excuse me. Got a fire last night on Merle Avenue. It was the damage to the resident. The resident did relocate. They call it relatives in Chicago. Came out, relocated, and we was able to set them up. We wasn't in the process of calling the Red Cross. However, what I want to bring up is that your dryer, it's a simple dryer fire. You clean the lint section on the dryer. These gas dryers, all it takes is a metal zipper or any type of metal inside that dryer. One little small spark can create temperature up to excess 1800 degrees, and that clothes already at almost pretty close to 400 or 500 degrees. So that spark in the night could close in the dryer, and if you're asleep in the middle of the night, there's a good chance someone gets very hurt. Fortunately, all the kids remember their fire safety stuff that the fire department taught them in school. They exit outside the building, went to the tree, and that's where they was at when the fire department arrived. No one got hurt. The other item that I know I've been asked several times about where you get rid of your electronic stuff. Well, Saturday, October 20th, from 9 to 1 p.m. at Parks Junior High School and Fosmore. There you can bring any old disregarded TV, computers, keyboard, anything. But remember the gentleman that did give a presentation here, when you do present those items, back to your mind, he said there's always a way to get information from those computers and stuff. So make sure you damage it and get rid of it and take them over to a certified place. The village of Fosmore and several fire departments is involved in this, so it will be done by a certified licensed company. Unfortunately, I don't have. I will make copies and put them on the back. if you want them, but it's a good way to get road. I do not know if our new scavenger company does take anything. You might want to put it, that is an I-line. I don't know if they will pick up any item like that. But this is a chance to get rid of them, and it's done safely. And some of those appliances also have some gas and stuff in them. That's all I have, Mr. Mayor. Pro Tem. Thank you.
Thank you, trustee. Item number D, Economic Development Committee, trustee Rogers.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem, trustee Haynes. First of all, I'd like to give a report as far as the village businesses. I know that a lot of people have said, well, what's happening, we're taking our money out of the village. And we can't expect the village businesses to survive if we do that. However, if you feel that there's something that you have a gripe about, or you don't like what's being done with the businesses, by all means, please come and let me know. I can go and talk, or you can go and talk to the businesses and ask them if they're not providing the service that you want. Let them know, because the only way they're going to survive out here is with our tax dollars. I'm sorry, with our dollars. Period. And you see that a lot of businesses have left. Some of them stayed here. But if they're not up to snuff, if they're not doing what you want them to do, then you're the consumer. Let them know that, hey, I'm going here, or I like to see this in your business, I like to see that. Give them a chance. Because if we keep taking our money out of the village, then we won't have any businesses. And and then what will happen is all the burden and everything will fall on the taxpayers. There will be no business. So if you feel that the businesses are not doing what you want, let them know. Now I'm just making that comment because I see a lot of times, I see the businesses are not getting the dollars that they should be, but if they're also not providing the service that they should be, then they need to know that. And I have talked to a lot of them about that, but you need to let them know as a consumer. Because once we lose them, that's something that's on us. Secondly, in regards to the economic, I'll put it this way, in regards to jobs, Illinois Tollway Department has jobs. I think I've told this many times. They have a website. If anyone would like to know, I have a website. I can give you the website name. You go online and basically you put an application in online. But they hire throughout Illinois. So you may not get a job in the northern part. They may be offering jobs down south. In the southern part of Illinois, which means you may have to relocate. But if the money's right, the money's right. But there are jobs out there. They're advertising on their website, then there's jobs there. But it's just a matter of, it may not be where you want it to be, but there's jobs there. Also, with the different warehouses that are out there now, we have Winpack, which is open. That's a manufacturing company. You have Warehouse Specialties, which is a warehousing company. You have Bear Paint. These three large conglomerates, two of them, not Winpack, but the other two hire what they call extra or day help, temporary help. But you still need to go there and find out where it's at, and then you need to apply. They do have a turnover, which means that there are going to be jobs always available. It's just a matter of you going out there and trying out for the jobs or putting applications in. But they do hire, they are hiring. They're full-time based on their part-time. It's hard to get a full-time unless you've been there for a part-time. So it's not that you're going to walk in there, but they are hiring. The other positions, if you have a CDL license, ABF is looking for drivers. And I know everyone knows where that's located, right off of 30, right off the expressway right there. You got ABF, they have a sign out, and I talked to them. They're looking for drivers over the road, basically over the road. So you would have to have your CDL with your attachments that go along with that, brakes and things like that. But they are looking for drivers. Also, Bear Paint, I was going to say Bear Paint has two places, one here and one in Chicago Heights. So if you don't get if you're looking for position, they do have two different warehouses. One down the street on State Street in Chicago Heights, and quite naturally the one over there where BP Partners is located. So the jobs are, I won't say are plentiful, they're competitive. You're going to compete to get the jobs. But if you're persistent enough, because I've known people that have actually got hired because they were persistent, to keep going back, or keep doing what you have to do to make yourself the one that's going to be hired by them. Do what you have to do, but that's what they're looking for. They can pick and choose now because of the market, but they do have positions. Also, I just want to say that economic times are very, very hard in Sauk Village. We're trying our best to court new businesses. And I see tonight, which is something that we do have representatives of businesses that are here in the audience. I'm not going to point them out, I'm not going to say who they are, but they are out here. And believe me, when they come out, they look to see what we're all about. They look to see how we conduct our business before they do business. And so far, I'm glad that we're conducting ourselves as we should, business-like, because this is what they're looking for. But I just happen to see a few of them because I know them. But at any time, you may have some out here that I don't know. And they're looking, because right now, the money, Sauk Village does have a lot of consumers. You guys spend your money. It's just not right here, but you spend your money and you select it, which is nothing wrong with that. But I'm so glad that, tonight that we can conduct business as normal as we possibly can, and then we do have people that are in the audience that are looking to see what we're doing. So I just want to keep that in mind. I'm not trying to ask you to do anything extraordinary, but I'm just glad that the way things are moving right now, because we are being looked at right now. That does conclude my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee. Public Relations, Trustee Williams.
Just a couple of items. Number one, I just want to remind everybody that Sauk Talk articles are due the last Friday of this month. That will be the 26th. They're due by midnight. And I want to remind everybody that this is the last Sauk Talk before the holiday season. It'll come out in the middle of November, so we won't have another one until January. Just want to remind everybody. I know that sometimes there's tips about their winterization and Christmas trees and fire and things like that. So I want to make sure that everybody gets those in there in the proper time. And then just to remind some of our employees that are in the audience that in order to RSVP for the spaghetti dinner on Saturday, that RSVP is tomorrow. And for those of you who don't know, the Public Relations Committee has some extra funds left over from Student Government Day. And since we have not had an appreciation dinner for our employees since 2008, we did decide as a committee to extend the opportunity for our employees on their last paycheck to participate in the senior spaghetti dinner, where we would purchase the tickets if they would like to go. That RSVP is due by tomorrow, so that we can purchase the tickets and provide them to the seniors on Saturday. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Trustee. Item number F, Chicago Southland Housing and Community Development Collaborative, Trustee Benson. Thank you, Trustee. Move to item number 6, reports of departments, committees, and commissions. Police Department. To item number B, Fire Department 911 Commission. Sorry.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem, and trustees and village residents. Excuse me. From September 28th through October the 4th, Fire Department was on vacation. We only had 6 runs in that period of time. But it got broke up last night with the dryer fire. And on a good note, as you're probably all aware, this week was Fire Prevention Week. The department attended Wagner School today, and we held 4 1.5-hour sessions with the children. Tuesday through Thursday, Rick will be showing a movie during the homeroom period, which the fire department provided to them. Due to a scheduling conflict, Strasburg dates and times are pending. Strasburg has testing this week. Fire department is doing something new this year for Fire Prevention Week. We are hosting our first open house Masacholi dinner. This will take place Friday between 5 and 8 p.m. The cost is $5 for adults, $4 for kids and seniors. And I left the flyers on the back table out in the hallway, if anybody cares to pick them up. This past weekend, we had 4 of our personnel attend in-depth training programs at the Illinois Fire Service Institute in Champaign. These specialized training programs are only for 2 days, but provide our personnel with education and experience to better serve our community. And in closing, with the weather changing, I would like to remind everyone to change the filters in their furnace The dirty furnace filter is not only a fire hazard, but is likely to increase your gas bill as your furnace will be working harder than it needs to. And also at this time, you take a few minutes to check the batteries of your smoke detectors. We suggest checking or replacing every 6 months. And that is my report.
Thank you, Chief. Move to Public Works Department.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Several items, and I'm going to skim through them real fast here, but first item on the list is I'm asking every time for more employees. Hopefully, budgetary wise, either this 6 months or in May, we'll be able to do some of that. Part of the reasoning is some of the projects we have ongoing keep getting pushed off. Move on from there. Water main breaks, we've had some emergencies this week. We've had a total of 4. We had 1 on Riker, 2 on Merrill on the south side, 1 south and 1 north of 223rd Street, and 1 on Yates Avenue. All that's been taken care of. We do have 3 other E-box leaks or smaller house leaks at house locations, and we'll be addressing those day to day. Hydrant repairs, we're still looking for some direction on that. We had discussion on it. There was some proposal put together to purchase some hydrants and do some repairs. That with the personnel, we'll be able to do some of those repairs. If there's anything ongoing with that, I still have not heard anything on direction to take with that. I'm looking for some direction from there. The next item, permanent electric for ComEd for the air stripper system. That is online currently. We are no longer on the generators, which is going to save us quite a bit of money on fuel. We do have the generators on site still for backup if we do lose power from ComEd, but they are currently not running, so we are saving money in all as well. Reporting on streetlight issues, we did finally get addressed 216 Place. We've had some vandal problems with the streetlights in the section on Jeffrey Avenue, 216 Place Street. One of the lights was shot out again on the corner of Jeffrey, and it shorted out, causing it to short out the line in the ground again. That line has been fixed, and the streetlights have been repaired, and hopefully there won't be any more problems over there. We still have the light on 216th Street that has the lens missing from it, and it hasn't caused a problem yet, but we will be repairing that one. And we have several ongoing projects. We have about 6 light poles that have to be replaced still, aluminum poles, and 3 wooden ones that have been knocked down in the last year and a half due to accidents. So we will be moving on that pretty quickly. We'll probably do them all within 1 week, so they'll happen all at once. Grass cutting, we are finishing up on the fields, the ditch in town, the Lincoln Lansing ditch, and a lot of the retention areas throughout the community that we have not been able to cut regularly. Hopefully by taking care of them at the end of the year now here, we won't have to address them early in the year, and we'll be able to move on to some other projects early in the year. Storm drain marking continues, and I did get some assistance from the Boy Scout group, and I will present something in another meeting with them involving them. Hopefully they'll come in and we'll talk about what we did. But we had them out on the 15th of last month. They helped us over on 223rd Street from all the way down on Jeffrey Avenue. We ran all the way through across Torrance Avenue to just about to Nichols. We marked all the drains there, and it's so hard to tell everybody about not to dump in the storm system because the storm water ends up in the lakes, ends up in our water system, and then contaminates everything. So we want to be clear about keeping that clean as possible, and the public outreach, that's what it's for. And the assistance of the Boy Scouts is less needed. Street sweeping continues. We'll have some scheduling on the LEAP program. I don't know if it's going to affect the skyline disposal. We normally would deal with them through the LEAP program. I have to talk to Gary still, and I believe he's still in charge over there. And he will let me know if they're going to still be able to assist us on that. So I'll have more information on that to come. Branch pickup, it's been ongoing probably for the last 2 months due to storms and emergencies and ongoing other jobs. But we're hoping to be finished on the south side, which is the last section of town, hopefully tomorrow, but it'll be definitely by the end of the week. Any residents that have anything due to storms or any of the weather we've had recently, we have had some rain, just make a call to Village Hall, leave a notation, and we will be by to pick one. I also have a question. Last board meeting, there were some questions about some keys for the community center side, the rental side. The food pantry has been coming out every week, and they have to call us, and we're coming from a job and try to open the doors over there. The keys are still not been replaced over there. I don't know who has them, but we need another key either to be put into the police department to be used, or if keys need to be returned so we can put them back in the police department so they can have access when they need it. So I need somebody to give me a direction on that, and we can move forward from there. We did talk a little bit about the winterizing of the air stripper system. I'm just kind of curious on if there's any plan on that right now that's in paper that I can take a look at myself and get our staff wrapped around on, so we know what we might be doing on that. It'd be very helpful.
Thank you. As far as the keys, I'm just going to ask you about that. We don't know where all the keys are, and we don't know how people get in and out. I do know that the police department does not have a set of keys, which is not good. I think that the person that was working at the community center has a set of keys. That's about all I know. So I think that we need to rekey and get keys and get them back to the proper places, which would be the mayor, which would be the police department, and quite naturally yourself. And then we can start from scratch. It's a shame that every time this happens, we have to rekey, but we have to have safety. The only way we can do that is to rekey everything. And I don't know, if we have to vote it out, I'm pretty sure we have to vote it out, but I think it's something that we need to take care of ASAP because it's getting erratic now. I see a lot of people in and out or whatever, but if anyone needs to be in there, then they need to go to the police department, leave the ID, and get their keys. So I think we should. That's what it has always been. So I think it should go back to that, where people are not just in there, and we don't even have a set of keys on staff as far as at the police department. That's the first thing. I think we got to take it over, but I'm not sure.
Right, I mean, if you could just get to the board, if you send us emails or whatever, what's going to cost for the key, to the board, and what we can do is maybe go through Mr. Mohan, have him send an email with the cost is, and the trustees can respond back, and give an approval or non-approval.
The second thing, Mayor Pro Tem, the generators that are sitting there, we're not using them. We still have to pay rent on them.
Yeah, if there was a problem right now, we do need the generator power to run the air stripper, because our generator is not large enough to run the whole system as a whole, so you do need the backup generator on site.
Okay, is there at any point will we not have to use the generators?
Without a actual larger backup generator for our system, we replace one that would run the whole thing. Say futuristically, if we're looking for permanent and all the rest of that, they would upgrade the generator we currently have that would be able to run it all, and then we would be able to remove those two.
Okay, in other words, you're saying the power that we get coming from ComEd will not supply both of those air strippers?
Well, yes, they will, but if we had a power failure, our generator wouldn't run the two air strippers.
Okay, our current generator would, okay. All right. That's what I just wanted to find out, because we need to quit paying for those generators. Even if they're sitting there, we still have to pay rent on them. So.
And maybe you can bring something to us at the next committee meeting on what the cost would be to upgrade what we're currently paying, so we can take a look at, is it worth upgrading versus renting, or do we continue renting the units so we have a backup?
I can do that.
And then your last statement, I don't know if Baxter Woodman is working with you as far as the plans. As I was stated before, we need to get something done ASAP. You should see something, you should have some type of plan in your hand to know what they're proposing to do as far as enclosing the air strippers.
I did have a conversation with the installer, Schrader, and he said he'd been speaking with somebody already, and they already had information. They had done this in the past with some of their other units at different locations, so they were forwarding that information to the engineers. I just don't know what that is yet. My understanding is they were supposed to have something yesterday, and I don't know if anybody has anything since then.
I don't know if anybody from the office did, but could you, because this is it's really getting crunch time, so could you either have to call them back or have someone, probably yourself, because you're more abreast of what needs to be done, and you get them get you a set of plans so you can see exactly, because if it doesn't conform, then you can be right there to let them know. But we need to have communication. We need to get this done ASAP. It needs to be under the hood before the end of this month.
Quickly, possibly.
You done?
Yes. Thank you.
Trustee Benson?
Mr. Welker, you stated that you're waiting for directions from the board on the hydrants. Why would you be waiting for directions on the board to repair those hydrants?
There was a plan put together to purchase some hydrants through funding through the fire department and through the water department. The proposal was put together by the village manager. It was presented to the board, and we're still waiting on direction whether that's going to be taken to purchase the certain amount of hydrants and the cost to come out of the two departments.
I know for a fact that there is thousands of dollars in the water fund. I know for a fact that we have some money left from DP Partners. I don't know, I think the money wouldn't be an issue. think that's a high priority in this village, those fire hydrants. So why would you be waiting for direction from this board? We need to get those hydrants repaired now. If you cutting grass, if you're looking at light poles, you don't need to cut grass, we need to get those hydrants repaired before we lose lives here. And that's the number one issue. Why can't we get those hydrants repaired? And how many men does it take to repair hydrants?
Well, currently, in order to do the extended work, the budgetary money that's in the budget right now, that was past budgetary. So any money that's being collected from the past budget. So any extra money in there, I'm assuming that it's going to be spent in the budget when it's done at the end of the month. Any new budgetary, if we're under restraint right now, we're not collecting the money that we're supposed to be collecting right now. That's why there was going to be a discussion with the fire department, funding to purchase the hydrants, and then public works to do the installations. To install a hydrant, depending on where it's at, it takes at least 5 people, 5 personnel with trucks, backhoe, the equipment, and your in-ground employees.
It takes 5 people to install one hydrant?
Yes, it does.
Are they trained in repairing hydrants?
Yes, they are.
5 people to repair 5 hydrants. Now, when I was on the fire department in Chicago, and I watched the public department in Chicago repair a fire hydrant, we only had 2 people out there repairing one hydrant.
If you're talking repairs, yeah, but if you're talking replacement, which are hydrants, if you're 2 people, not 2 people, no way.
Okay, all right. Okay, the air speakers. Are you employee experts in those air speakers?
What do you mean by expert?
Why are they winterizing? Why are they winterizing the airstrip? They know what they're doing. Why are the companies who own those? Why aren't they doing that for us?
They are preparing the proposal for moving on and moving forward.
I think you said the public works are going to be doing work.
No, we need to make sure that we know how to maintain whatever is put in place, so we can maintain it through whatever amount of time before the temporary permits are put in until we go to lake water.
Won't they be maintaining those strippers while we rent it from them?
No, if we're purchasing them, they're with the ours to maintain and all the
While
equipment.
we're renting them, they should be maintained.
They are maintaining them at this rate right now, and so whatever agreement is made to purchase, rent, etc. What I'm hearing is purchasing.
So they need to be winterized. Why aren't they doing it?
Because technically, as of August 21st, they weren't responsible. The village was supposed to take them over after that date. So they're moving forward to give the information to what the future is of those units. They're to make them winterized, to rental them, whatever they're going to do.
So the airstrippers are costing the taxpayer much more money than
I don't know the figures, so I couldn't tell you that.
All right.
I have some more items just quickly. We're getting to the end of the year now. At this time of the year, we do a lot of street patch work. We're going to be out patching and landscaping, getting ready for the winter and plowing season. Definitely if residents are sitting at any potholes in front of their houses or anywhere that they've seen where they're traveling, please notify the village hall, give an address of the location, and we'll try to address it as quickly as possible. We'll be working on the larger holes, water main break holes, something that's going to be more dangerous to a vehicle, which is a larger location. And the last thing, we are preparing our trucks for winter. We do have some old vehicles at this point, and it's a future thing. We do need money to do some replacements of vehicles. Hopefully, in the next up and coming May budget, we'll be able to address some of that. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Kevin. Move to Administrative Services Director, Sherry. It's easier to say Sherry.
It's pretty easy. I got a little bit of good news before we were leaving today. A realtor is taking possession of Explosion House on Talandis, and they're getting bids through companies to do a demo. So I thought I'd share that. I know some of the residents are tired of looking at it, as we are too. And I had a gentleman come in today. He's going to be taking over Tony's Food and Liquor. I gave him the business license application and the liquor application and told him what he needs to do that. So that's something else to look forward to. And I think that concludes my report, but a question for the board. What Wednesday are we going to start closing the village hall?
Effective meeting.
Huh?
Effective immediately.
Well, not tomorrow.
Well, okay, so say
Yes, next, right. Give a notice.
Yeah, if we could put a notice up, at the village hall, by the doors, and then, if we could put a notice up maybe on the internet, so we can let residents know. And then, I'm not sure who would write for the village clerk in the article from the Sauk Talk, if we can make sure that gets to the Sauk Talk too.
Also to address that issue, are we gonna close for lunch at 12 to 1? Or am I gonna have to cover the lunch?
Well, what have you been doing? Have you been closing at 12:01 because of personnel?
Well, when I don't have anybody to fill the cash register, I'm there, but I can't take payments. The only payments that I can take are, if they write a check. Other than that, I can't really help the individual. And plus, that's a union job, and that's something else.
Okay. We still have nightly deposit and the slot they can put their payment in if we close down from between 12 and 1, correct?
Yes. That way we can all go to lunch and then we just close for that hour.
So Sherry, there is no start time for this closing, end time, dates, no plan, they just close the building down.
Well,
and they want to run the village.
Just to clarify, I think there was a motion.
Mayor, just one second, Mayor Pro Tem. We just stated that we were going to inform the village residents through different avenues. One being Sauk Talk, another one being at the front office and everything. We just stated that. That was just stated. I was not through. I was not through. Thank you. We just stated that we would inform the residents of the closing. Now to come back and say that you're not informing the residents, I don't understand that one, but I just wanted to find out from you, Sherry, as far as the closing, could you kind of explain why we have to close? Because why you cannot? Because that's going to be another issue. Why you cannot take money and work the front desk. I'm sure that's going to come up in a few seconds too.
With the front window, it's a union position. If I start doing that, I'm a non-union employee. I'm sure grievances will be filed. I mean, I try to help them as much as I can. The only payments that I can take are checks. And then I leave them on Cindy's desk, and then she rings them up when she comes in back from lunch. And secondly, the reason why to close on Wednesdays is the administrative clerk that left the position, we're not replacing her due to budget restraints. So in the past, when we had this happen, we closed the lobby on Wednesday so we can get caught up on some of the paperwork that we're struggling to do every day. And we just keep getting more jobs added to us, so we need time to be able to enter stuff in the computer, file things.
Thank you.
You know, Sherry, sometimes when I come up into the village hall and I walk past that front office, there's probably nobody there all the time. So I don't know why you guys are so far behind. I'm not saying you, but the others are so far behind in paperwork. That front office is not filled at all on a daily basis. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. But it seems to me that you should not be. But nevertheless, they come up with a plan to close something down and don't know the time, what they're going to do, when they're going to start doing it. And once again, these are your trustees that want to run this building.
Okay, we're going to start what was voted on tonight next Wednesday. They're going to have time to get it in Sauk Talk, on the front door, and post it next week. And then, I'm sorry, but the closing of the village hall between 12 and 1, let's bring that back up before the village board at a committee meeting to discuss.
That's what I was going to say.
Trustee Williams?
I know that you did present a memo to the board asking for both of those items, so I was just going to ask if we could put it back on there as well. And I think that part of the, in the absence of a village manager, we don't have somebody who can watch what you're doing because apparently you're not doing anything. And I think that that's why it's so important that the board took it upon themselves without the mayor or without Trustee Benson as they chose to walk out of that meeting told two department heads tonight that they're not doing their jobs or they don't know how to do their jobs, the trustees need to be overseeing these things to make sure the jobs are getting done. Because I have walked up to.
Trustee Williams has the floor. Order.
So again, I'm thankful for the trustees for actually doing that because we do need to keep an eye on exactly what's going on and know that for.
Audience, please.
Oh, I don't talk over people. That's rude.
Audience. Hey.
I think that it's important to understand that we do respect our department heads and we do appreciate their service. So again, I am thankful that the trustees decided to do that.
All right, move to item number E, Finance Director, Mr. Rowe.
I don't have any report. Thank you.
All right, yes, sir.
This was something, Mayor Pro Tem. Audit.
Trustee Burgess.
Audit.
I have a few more concerns with the audit, and I have one more information that needs to be, I'm expecting an information from one of the law firms regarding one case, and once that is done, plus there are 2-3 issues with the water reporting. Once they are done, this finally the audit will be done.
Mohan, Mr. Rao, when all of this is done, I'm requesting, just me, I don't know how the board feels, but I'm requesting the Cladrich and Pullen to come here and explain to us this audit. I mean, it's been 9 months in the making. I want them to come and explain. I'm not saying why it took them so long. I just want to know, obviously they had a problem. Obviously there was a problem there. And I just want to know what that problem was, why it took so long. That's the first time since I've been a trustee that it took this long for an audit. I don't know what they uncovered. I'm not going to talk on that, but there obviously is something wrong because this is the first audit we've had in 3.5 years. So obviously I don't know what it is, but I just like to know, I just like them to come out and explain to us what happened, why did it take so long, and what can we do in the future so it doesn't happen again, because like I said before, 3.5 years, I'm sure that, there was some gathering of papers and some numbers to be crunched or whatever, but 9 months, that's a long time. So before we finish paying them or whatever, I would like them to come before the board. And that's just my request, to have them explain to us what happened.
I have already requested them to come over here, and I have addressed some more issues also with them. Because it must be an issue in here.
Because we cannot move forward with our grants. We can't move forward with the low interest loans, anything like that, until we present them at least an audit up to 2010, because we haven't even started 2011 yet.
I understand definitely.
Okay. No, it's not you. I just want them to know that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Mohan, is this the same audit firm that we've been having in the good for a long time?
Yes, definitely. Yes.
Now, I find that confusing. Why would the audit firm that we have had this good for so many years take that long to get these numbers right? If they've been here that long, they should know what the numbers are.
The exact reason behind it is they are unearthing some more information. Suppose if I provide 2-3 informations, they're not satisfied, they want to go in detail, they want to dig through all the information before
So they're not satisfied, I'm sorry, are you done?
Before they want to issue the final report.
So they're not satisfied with their own work for so many years. It's taking them 9 months to recorrect themselves.
Apparently there are some problems.
There's some problems with their work. Now, they've been here all these years, but they have problems with their work for 9 months. I'm gonna tell you what I think. Maybe they're hiding some things. and try to fix it all up.
Audience, please. I think
That's only my, Mr. Trustee, that's only my opinion. That's only my opinion. But for 9 months, they've been here for over 20 years or more, or maybe a little less. I don't know. But they've been here for a while, and they are not satisfied with their own work. It's taking them 9 months to fix what they probably messed up. Or hide. Don't answer that, Mr. Mohan, don't worry about it.
I think just for the record, so we realize, please, audience, you're having time to talk in a little bit. We're almost done here. Trustee Rivers. I'm sorry, I apologize. I apologize. I think that we need to make sure that we realize this is the auditing firm that was recommended by the village manager and mayor, and the village board approved. And the other thing is when you have an auditor come in, they're not auditing their own work, they're auditing the work of the employees that we currently had during that time, which are no longer with Sauk Village. So, just so that we're aware of that, we can also go back and look at previous minutes. Trustee.
Mayor Pro Tem and Mohan, I just want to inform the people what happens with an audit. When they're presented, they're only can audit with the numbers that they're presented. If the paperwork isn't there, if the numbers are not there, if the bank recs haven't been done properly, if all those things haven't been done, that's why we had to get Theobald in here, so they can make sure all these bank recs that we had sitting on the shelf for 3 years had to be reconciled. All that stuff had to be done. That's what you present to your audit team. All that had to be done before they could take the numbers. So if that wasn't done, and that hadn't been done in 3 years, then that has to be compiled. That's why we had Theobald here. My question is, when they got through with that, if there was something that didn't agree as far as the numbers that they were trying to insert from whoever brought the numbers to Theobald, whoever brought the numbers to the village, whoever brought the bank recs that weren't reconciled, wasn't done properly, they cannot move forward with an audit. My question, the reason why I'm asking them is I want to know what irregularities were presented to them. Obviously, what was presented to them, it wasn't agreeable. But to say that the audit firm did some irregularities, they don't touch our money. They don't spend our money, and they don't write checks in this village. So they can't misappropriate a doggone thing. I wasn't talking, I'm sorry. Go ahead. But they only can report on what is given to them, and I just wanted to know, and that's why I'm asking them what was given to them obviously didn't add up, and that's what took so long. But they do not do our books. We have an accounting firm that does our books, so to say, and we have a finance director. But if the bank recs that we had and everything, we have, I think, 50 or 40 some accounts that were not taken care of, that's poor bookkeeping. And that was over the past 3 years. It had nothing to do with the audit firm. It took them so long. I just want to know from them, what did they find? That's what I want. What did they find? And obviously, whatever they found, we need to find out about it. But as far as go on record of say from this board that the audit firm mismanaged or misappropriated money is incorrect. And I would hope that no one would even think that way, because they don't touch our money.
Thank you, Trustee. Moving on to number F, ASDA, Mr. Johnson.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. From September 28th through October 4th, Mr. ASDA responded to 7 incidents. We're also, I know we're a couple weeks away, but we're going to also assist the police department with Halloween patrol. We're going to conduct patrol from October 29th through October 31st. And I know usually the board announces what the hours are. Usually it's 3 to 6 or 3 to 7. I know we got a couple of weeks to put that on the committee or whatever, so they please get that in soft up or whatever.
We'll talk about it at the next committee meeting.
The other thing is that this might be directed towards Trustee Myers about changing the, I don't know if it's got to change the ordinance of the wording of our department, because a lot of departments are phasing out the wording, emergency services and disaster agency, and they're going to emergency management agency, and they're going away with the coordinator and using the wording of director. And I'm not
sure if that has to be in an ordinance. We can discuss that with you later, but I'm not sure how that works. So, and that concludes my report. So.
Thank you, sir.
What was the time spent that in? What was the time spent for that, for the first, for the seven incident? The seven incidents, before.
All right, the senior committee, Ms. Simpson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. The Senior Committee's free blood pressure screening program co-sponsored with the Plan Group. It's for all village seniors, not just, for all village residents, not just seniors. And village employees is tomorrow, Wednesday, October 10th from 1 to 2. Our future schedules are on the flyers posted. I want to thank Jenny Ramirez and Jim Schultz for the recent donation to our book exchange program. Many seniors are participating in this program. Our next computer classes will be on Thursday, October 11th at 6 p.m. and Friday, October 12th at 1 p.m. That's been going very well. The next Zumba Go class will be on Saturday, October 27th at 1 p.m. This is for all seniors 50 plus, regardless of residency. Tickets are available for the Saturday, October 13th, our 9th senior spaghetti dinner, and tickets are available from the committee members and at Village Hall. They are $5 in advance and $6 at the door. We do have entertainment, door prizes, and raffle prizes. And the flyers are posted and available in the literature rack. The senior committee's next meeting is on Thursday, October 11th at 5 p.m. Serango's group continues to meet Wednesday, 8 to 11:30. And Sauk Village Fun Club, their Sunday free line dance class, will not meet this coming Sunday, October 14th. Leisure Timers have cleaned out their storage room to meet the fire code. Their next meeting is on Wednesday, October 10th at 6 p.m. They have a 5 p.m. pizza meal preceding that. Sunshiners will meet on Monday, October 15th at 7 p.m. Sauk Village Veteran of War meets every second and fourth Tuesday at 7:30. Sauk Village Bluegrass meets Sunday at 6 p.m. The BMW Crossroad meets the third Tuesday, 7:30. All groups are looking for members. Boone Township Yellow Dot Program for first responder accident. The cost for the photo is $2. Their community lunch program on October 17th at Glenwoody Golf Club in Glenwood. Tickets are on sale at the township. $4 for township seniors, $8 for non-township seniors. And the theme is Country Autumn with country music by Jerry Vernon's Doom Band. Deadline to purchase a ticket is Friday, October 12th. This ends my report.
Rose, time for the spaghetti dinner is what times?
1 to 4 p.m.
And just for clarification, youth are allowed to attend?
Pardon?
Young people, youth?
Well, not small children, but, young adults, it's fine.
All right, move to Human Relations Commission, Ms. Pruitt, there you go.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. Human Relations Committee report is very brief today. The only thing we are reporting is to give you an update on the training that is scheduled for October the 11th at the Emmanuel Christian Reformed Church. Some of the trustees and the mayor have been invited to attend that, and up to this point, the mayor is the only one that's attending. So what I would like to do is to take the opportunity to invite any of the department heads who would be interested in attending a mediation conflict resolution training on Thursday at 7:00 p.m. You're more than welcome to attend. Simply let me know. And that concludes my report.
All right, and I have to go back one because I skipped the Beautification Committee. I apologize.
That's okay. I thought it was out of order. Where the Beautification Committee is concerned, the church in Glenwood, Living Springs, will be on hand to assist us with our fall cleanup. And we really need volunteers to come out on October the 21st at 10 o'clock a.m. to assist us. We will be out from 10 to 12. We will be cleaning up this entire municipal complex, as well as breaking down the community garden. We will be needing some of the tools from Public Works if at all possible, and I'll work with you to see when I can get them and how I can get them returned to you. I really must impress upon our village residents that we really need assistance, and we would be very thankful and appreciative of anyone that would come out. After the dinner, after cleaning up, Living Springs Church will invite all of the volunteers who come out to come to their church for a luncheon. So if you come out to help, you will get fed as well. And that concludes that report.
You said October 21st, that's a Sunday?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
That particular church, once a year, they have a community of service, and rather than having a church service on that Sunday, their entire church community come out into varying communities to assist however they can.
I just want to make sure I had that date correct. All righty, thank you. Item number J, Police Alliance Committee, Ms. Booker.
Good afternoon. I received an email from the clerk, and I just want you to know that the Police Alliance has been working. I have talked to my computer. I will be downloading the information. I didn't know that you were the Sherry that also sent me the email, so I deleted that one because I don't have emails I don't know. Right. So you will be getting information on the 4th Tuesday because I do have it. I guess it's like computer problems. The Police Alliance will be meeting this Saturday. This Saturday at Holy Praise Tabernacle because we've partnered with them on a program that we're working on, and it will be at 4 p.m. And I need all the volunteers I can get. Please come out. We would appreciate it. The last meeting that we had, Ms. Bernadine came to give you all my report and to invite you to the meeting. However, she told me that the meeting started and then people walked out or whatever. So you all did not get my report. So thank you. And that's the end of my report. The meeting is at Holy Praise Tabernacle, directly across the street from Rickover Junior High, and it will be at 4 p.m.
The date of that is?
Saturday.
This Saturday, 13th?
This Saturday, 13th. At 4 p.m. at Holy Praise Tabernacle, across the street from Rickover.
This is Dave. All right, thank you very much. Move to item number 7, approval of minutes. Need a motion to approve August 14, 2012 special meeting for water rates. Okay, motion and second on the floor. Discussion. Madam Clerk, please call roll.
Benson. Burgess.
Yes.
Banks.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Motion carries. Motion to approve the August 14, 2012 board meeting.
Second.
Got a motion and second, any discussion? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call roll.
Benson. Burgess.
Yes.
Banks.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Motion carries. Move to item number 8, public comment. All questions and comments must be directed to the mayor, the pro tem, I guess. Each speaker will be given 3 minutes to comment on topics on the agenda. Each speaker will be allowed 1 opportunity to speak. If you would, go ahead and start coming to the podium. If you would, please state your name and address for the clerk.
Larry Stewart, Housing Commission, Sauk Village.
Address.
21741 Gary.
Thank you.
There was issues about money being mentioned. I brought it up 2 weeks ago. The audit was also mentioned today. I can't wait till the public sees the audit. I have an understanding about what's going into that audit
We need to stick to agenda items.
Got it.
Just because
Okay.
something was discussed doesn't give you the opportunity to throw it in.
Because it was discussed, right?
Agenda items only. You have the agenda? So that's all the questions tonight.
I'll pass till next week.
All right, thank you. Sorry, Mr. Stewart. Next.
Good evening, good evening. My name is Cortez, 1655 216th Street. I'm here various reasons. One
keys, about the keys that was brought up tonight. And I had a set of keys.
We need to stick to agenda items only. You know what we do is, best thing to do is if you have something that wasn't on the agenda, make sure you do with the trustees afterwards. Again, I don't mean to be rough, but we do have, a rule that we go by with agenda items only. So if there's something on the agenda, just because something was mentioned doesn't throw it into the agenda. That's what we always say before.
Jennifer Washington, 205th place. That's not what was said at the last meeting when you all kept adjourning and walking out. And we said you all not gonna let the public talk, as they said, but we had the next meeting, you all can talk then. It's not our fault you all kept walking out on weeks and we could have talked about anything. We should be able to talk about whatever we want to talk about tonight, since the last 3 meetings, you all walked out and did not allow us to talk, period.
First of all, I want to know, is the air stripper working? Because my water in my home is becoming gelatinous after sitting for about 2 to 3 hours, which is the same condition it was before we had an air stripper. When we first got the air stripper, it was working. Now it's becoming gelatinous again. Apparently, our air stripper doesn't work. Now, we also, when are they going to do some improvements to the infrastructure? I don't ever hear anything about improvements to the infrastructure. I hear everybody talking about the stupid ass air stripper. Nobody wants to talk about fixing the doggone pipes and fixing the hydrants.
Again, air strippers is on the agenda, so if you have a question about the air strippers, we can address it.
I gave you my question. If you were paying attention, you would have heard it. First of all, this isn't a legal meeting because you're not the mayor. We didn't elect you.
Kevin, the air
It ain't you or your mom. Just shut up and get a life.
Ladies and gentlemen, please do not pay attention to this individual. We do not want to have this meeting disturbed. Because this individual has come hostile, I'm asking you, please do not engage in conversations with him. He is only supposed to respond to this guy.
Y'all hostile.
Oh, I'm hostile. I'm so glad that the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments were repealed.
Kevin, the air strippers.
The air strippers are working. If any resident has any complaint about water, they can call the village hall. They can have a rep from the Public Works and Water Department show up, take a look at what's going on in their home, and see if they can assist them with anything else. But the air strippers are currently working, and testing is continuing.
How often are you going to flush the hydrants?
In a normal season, when we have personnel, we flush once a month all summer long, which is about 9 flushes a year. Within this year here, with personnel and emergencies and other crises we've had this year, we've only flushed 4 times this year.
And why is it that it takes 5 people to install a hydrant again?
Again, this is something, and I have no problem if you want to get with the director afterwards and ask him to get the details. That's not part of the agenda.
I also want to know why Village Hall is being closed on Wednesdays.
Village Hall is being closed Wednesday due to the fact of manpower and also to be able to get their paperwork done, get things filed. It's nothing different than we did last time that we had a shortage of personnel. We have one individual who's no longer with us, who has worked the front desk. That position has not been replaced. Individuals are coming out of their positions to come work the front desk. And when they come and work the front desk, it makes it where their work is not getting done. If you go back, I think it was a couple of years ago, this is something that we did and we were very successful to be able to continue running the front desk and making sure that all the proper documentation and reports were being done.
And this, also the auditing will be done in a timely manner? Because I don't understand why it takes 3.5 years to get an audit done.
I agree.
It seems that this place is full of publishing.
And again, if you would like to talk to any,
yeah, you're
please,
excused.
Ladies and gentlemen, do not, I'm asking you again, please, do not engage in any conversations with anyone at the podium, please. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. We want to keep this meeting in order and decorum. Kept in order. If you want to talk to any of the trustees after the meeting, I'm sure that I'm available. If any trustees are willing to talk to you, talk about the audit. But if it's not part of the agenda, I do apologize. Thank you very much. Next.
I don't think this was discussed, but who do we talk to about our water bill?
That's what I want to know.
It's not.
Because I want to let you know,
Right.
last month.
Again, it's not.
No, I'm not done.
Okay.
Last month, my water bill was $88. This time it was $400. I want answers.
There's going to be a memo that's read at the end of this meeting, just kind of explain what happened.
Tonight?
Tonight. We'll read the memo. I have it on me. I'll double check. But I can't respond to it right now, but if you wait, just give us a few minutes.
Okay.
I'll let you know what happened with water bills.
Okay.
All right? Thank you. What's your acre once?
This one is a unit, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so it says course of recreation.
You know what? You can only come to that podium one time. I feel bad. Why am I doing that?
He didn't down. He didn't say anything.
Ladies and gentlemen, please. Ladies and gentlemen, I have got to be consistent. I'm trying my best to be consistent by what I read. And I'm doing my best. All right? Next, please.
Good evening, my name is Bernice Girl Houston, and I'd like to know why is the trustees taking over the village hall? Thank you. You guys have set up and spent our money, no reason whatsoever. I'd like to know.
Agenda item only, please.
You got it, you got a motion. Agenda item, talk about anything. You got a motion, just approve.
Are you asking about the motion that was made earlier tonight? Or the veto, overriding the veto? Is that the question?
I'm asking you why this board feels that they're supposed to take over this government. You did not put in a referendum to change the form of government. Now you guys are taking over. I'd like to know why.
There's nowhere on the agenda on the question that you're asking. I tried to ask you if you're asking about.
You guys just demonstrated you took over the government. It's called 3D.
Ms. Houston, do you have any other questions regarding to the agenda items only?
Okay, my next item is that I want to know what formula is used to determine the water bill. Everybody coming in, nobody can answer me. How are these water bills being figured out?
Ms. Houston, you can come back next Tuesday night and ask that question. It's not part of the agenda. I'm sorry.
Okay, this is not part of the agenda either. Why are you guys in sitting up there?
Ms. Houston, do you have a question that deals with the agenda?
I asked you, why you guys sitting up there? To answer our question. Why you sitting up there, you can answer questions.
There is, on a regular meeting night, it's on the agenda items only. On committee meeting nights, you can ask questions about anything you want. That's what it's been for a long time.
Okay, so my last question is, I want to know about air stripping.
Okay, go ahead.
My question is to you, why isn't this board doing due diligence for Lake Michigan Water? You have to do due diligence for air stripping. I want to know what you guys doing for Lake Michigan Water.
Your question about air stripping is what?
I just didn't understand the question.
Keep going.
I said that you guys have done everything you can to get air stripping in. Okay?
I think this board is doing everything that was required by the IEPA and by the Attorney General, who they were the ones that put the air strippers in, not this village board. And we are moving forward. I think that you heard a report tonight from the village engineers about the next meeting that's being held to bring Lake Michigan Water here and going through the multiple meetings. But other than air stripping, I mean, I can try to answer anything, or I can refer to the water department about the air stripping. Do you have a question about the air stripping? Ms. Washington, you already at the podium once.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Ms. Washington, you were already at the podium once. Another time. You were already at the podium once. Okay? Next. And I apologize. Is there any other questions?
Yes. I have several, and I'm Francis St. Anderson, and I live at 1606 216th Street. What do you say? I am so surprised. President Pro Temp, I have to address some questions that were being addressed by other residents that you said were not on the agenda, but I beg to differ. You have number 3F, number D. It said to override the mayor's veto of the motion to establish a chain of command in absence of the village manager. Someone asked you a direct question on why is it that the trustees have taken over the command. You said that that wasn't a part of the agenda. I think you owe that citizen an apology and answer her question, please. Also, you had a young man that came up and said that he had a question and he had wanted some clarification or give some information to the board about the keys and Parks and Rec. You have Trustee Shabazz here. Shabazz resigned, as you know, as of September 25th. So, if you don't have answers, and this young man is going to provide you with an answer, I don't understand why you didn't allow him to give an answer. You said only to your agenda items. Those items are on your agenda, sir. And the other thing I would have you consider is that if the village clerk is only going to make 30 copies, if there is more than 30 people here, I think the rest of us as citizens deserve a plain old simple copy of a piece of paper. You have too many residents today who did not get your agenda, so they could not follow your agenda. So I think we all deserve it. We all pay taxes. So whether you decide 30 is enough, 30 is not enough when it's 130 of us in here. So if there's too much paper for us to have, then as taxpayers, I think you need to give me a whole full explanation on why we can't have an agenda. That's one of my questions. The other I'll do at the budget review, because I do have something to say about your budget.
They passed it out the agenda.
Oh, pass it out now?
Yes.
No, that's not Mayor Pro Tem, I'm waiting on the answer about why the community cannot have copies of the agenda and the accounts payable and the minutes that you just approved, since there were only, I forgot how many the clerk said she puts out, but obviously it's more people here than that.
Why is she allowed to get sit down? Don't touch it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll get with those to find out. I'm not answer for you, Tom, but we'll find out. We'll talk about it. We'll put it on next week's agenda and talk about it during the committee meeting. About how many copies that should be made so that we make sure that all of them have copies.
Huh? Oh, y'all got to do that on committee meeting? You mean to tell me you can't just tell citizens that someone will go back and make the copies so they can have them? Okay. I have another comment for 3C. The closing of Village Hall on Wednesdays. I think that since we know that you're not going to fill the position that is, I'm not sure, I have a question there. Was that particular position a union position or not? I forgot.
Yes.
Oh, it is a union position. Okay. The other problem is when you also took a motion to F, well, you just answered my question, so you get my time running or what? Okay, well, I'd have to be F. It says the village manager.
Ms. Anderson, time.
Okay, let's just prove that your citizens, that your employees need supervision, because they don't even know how to take their lunch break.
Next.
Bernadine Hopkins, Sauk.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, over here. Please.
Yeah. I have one question. It's about item H. I noticed on there that you're speaking in terms of removing temporary airstripping something for permanent airstripping something. It's item H. The motion to approve the purchase of temporary air strippers until permanent air strippers are available. Permanent? Why would we need permanent air strippers? Are we going to collect Michigan water? Aren't you collecting Lake Michigan water?
What you have here is the purchase of temporary ones that we currently are using until we can get permanent air strippers. And again, the permanent air strippers will end up costing Less, and plus we're also looking for the IEPA loan or the grant to purchase those new ones as we put them in. Again, Lake Michigan Water is not dependent upon this board. Lake Michigan Water is dependent upon the RNDA, IDNR, and the IEPA. So that's why we have another engineering group working with the IEPA and these other organizations and agencies to try to get Lake Michigan Water here. But there's a timetable waiting for that water. There is infrastructure that needs to be repaired as we prepare for that water. So the air strippers are needed to make sure that we provide a quality water. There's two things that Sauk Village has to provide: quality and quantity. When you talk to the IEPA and Attorney General, so the air strippers is what gives us the quality, and we also have to look at the quantity at the wells, the amount of water that's coming out.
But again, I say to you, if you have temporary air strippers there and they're capable of doing just what you said, providing us with clean drinking water, then again, I don't understand the need for something permanent when I thought you all said that we're going to get Lake Michigan Water. I thought that's what we had voted on. But, and isn't that what you're also collecting for? So, again, I just don't understand.
No, Ms. Hopkins, the purpose of permanent air strippers is just what it says, permanent. They're open to show IEPA that we don't need Michigan water if these permanent air strippers are on the water. We have heard at these meetings, the trustees have said that according to the referendum, it didn't say when to put those, when to connect Michigan water. You heard them say that. It didn't say when, but it just says we want that referendum. It is the position of this board not to bring in Lake Michigan water. That ain't gonna happen.
That's not
I don't care what anybody, what the trustee says. We believe.
That's not true.
Ms. Hopkins, I can assure you that as ladies and gentlemen, as this trustee, the referendum was passed, we are moving forward to get Lake Michigan water. However, there are things that have to be done before they allow Sauk Village to have Lake Michigan water. You asked if you're paying for Lake Michigan water. No, you're not yet. The water referendum.
I said, isn't that what you're collecting for?
No, the water referendum was an increase of $6+. The latest increase was only for $2. So you are only 1/3 of what the water referendum was stated. Also, the $2 brings the water department. Again, the water department is still not making enough to make the repairs and run day to day. So you have $2 which was passed. There's an additional $2 in February, and that will help bring the infrastructure. Hopefully, we hope that will help start making infrastructure repairs and doing the things that the IEPA says needs to be done for Lake Michigan water gets here. Again, the Lake Michigan water is not something this village board can say, we're going to get Lake Michigan water, you all make me have it. There's agencies that this board and the engineers have to apply and request to get approval for Lake Michigan water, and that has not left the vision of this board. We are still moving forward. That's why we have an engineering firm that continues to work on getting Lake Michigan water, working with the IEPA, working with the our natural resources, DNR, working with them to get Lake Michigan water. While at the same time, we have an engineering firm that's working with the air strippers to make sure that, which was mandated by the IEPA, that we provide quality water.
Sir, air stripping was mandated, but not permanent air stripping.
Is it? Oh. I think, again. Right.
The reason, but I'll be more than happy after this meeting is over with to try to explain this further detail to anyone. So I don't want to take up all the time trying to explain, even the water rates too. After this meeting's over, I'll try to explain. But for your information right now, as far as why are we purchasing the air strippers rather than renting them? If we rent the air strippers, From now until the time we actually get permanent air strippers, it will cost us more money to rent. So we're going to purchase them until that time. Once we get the other air strippers that will take us until we get Lake Michigan water, we can take these and sell them back to the person that we purchased them. Maybe not at what we purchased them for, but if we continue to keep renting these, it's going to cost us more money than it would be for us to purchase them. That's the first thing. The second
Sir, for just one moment, wouldn't it be expeditious then for you all to sort of like just really kind of hurry up with the Lake Michigan water?
Okay, the second thing, as I said before, that does make sense. If there was a plan in place March 13th, right after the election, we probably would have, but it wasn't. That's why the water was cut off now. Because they told us back in November of 2011 to fix this problem. They told us back in 2009 to fix this problem. We didn't do it, this is what happened. But in order for us to try, we have to continue to have air strippers in the village, continue to remove the vinyl chloride per IEPA. They told us that's mandated. They said we can't get around that. But economically, we're going to buy them because it's cheaper to buy them and continue to keep paying rent on them. So and then once we get the permanent ones, which they will be permanent until our infrastructure is fixed. We don't qualify for any outside Lake Michigan water, Chicago water, anything until our infrastructure is fixed to their specifications. That's not going to be done overnight. That's going to take time. First thing we have to do, as was stated before, we got to collect money. Right now, we've been operating in a deficit for all these years for the water. Right now, at $5.50, we're just barely breaking even. We still we don't have money to purchase, to go out and get a loan, to pay that loan back. That's what our IEPA is looking at, to see if we're able, as a village, to pay the bond back that we have to go out and get in order to make it happen as far as taking care of the infrastructure. That has to be done first. Once they see that it's below 20%, then they'll come back and look at our application. But right now, with the main breaks that we have and the infrastructure problems that we have, we don't qualify. That was stated at another meeting, that we don't qualify right now. But in order for it to happen, it has been mandated that we do get Lake Michigan water, but step by step. First thing we have to do is fix the infrastructure. Once we do that, they come out and they look at it and inspect it, then we go and see if we get the allocation. Those things have to be done step by step. It's not an overnight process, and that was explained when we were going through the referendum before the vote was even taken care of, even done in March. It was stated at the different town meetings that those are the steps we have to take. The money we have to raise, the things we have to do. All this was done at that time, so this is nothing brand new. No one is trying to circumvent anything. Right now we're trying to find a way that we can get somebody to help us override this money that we have to put out. And the only way we can do that is to actually purchase, not rent. They're not going to give you money to rent. They're going to give you money if you purchase. Because what you're doing is you're showing them that you're doing a permanent fix right now, and then eventually, once we take care of that and get the infrastructure, then we go back and reapply to get Lake Michigan water. But as I stated before, as far as the water bills are concerned, I'll try my best to explain that after the meeting is closed. If those that want to do that, I'll try to do it in a timely and a orderly manner. If it gets too belligerent, then I'll stop it. But I will try to talk to those that's not on the agenda, so it'll be after this meeting is over with. Thank you.
$5.50 per 1,000 gallons of water. How many of our citizens use 1,000 gallons of water in 1 or 2 months? I have never used but 1,000 gallons of water in 1 month. How many of the citizens? Now on this side, everybody raised their hand. I kind of got a problem with that. On this side, only Trustee Burke's friend raised his hand. So my thing is,
Trustee Burgess.
we got people over here that says they're not using $1,000 of water, and over here, they got people over here saying they are. So my problem is this.
His own person. He pays his own water bill.
Let's move on. Ms. Hopkins, do you have any more questions?
He pays his own water bill.
Call this meeting to order.
I just have a question.
Trustee, you have the meeting to order. Okay. Please, ladies and gentlemen, we'll call this meeting to order and the trustee continue.
I just have a problem with how our water rates are calculated if we paying $5 per 1,000 gallons. That's the problem. Look at your water bill and see if is it only how many gallons are you using? 89 gallons?
No, that is not correct. It was 89, you got to add 1,000 to that. You have to add,
Ms. Hopkins,
you have to add 3 more zeros to that.
Ms. Hopkins, is there anything else?
Whatever you see on your water bill, add 3 zeros.
Go to next.
I'm sorry, 2 zeros.
Trust.
Can you name the address, please? Address?
16.
Thank you.
Listen, I got a question for you. If the attorneys has been fired, why they got it on the agenda to reinstate?
Agenda items only.
It's only just to reinstate the attorney firm, Adosin and Service.
I have no idea.
And for Trustee Burgess to speak on water, his plan is to watch the foundation crumble. You know what I'm saying? That's in his plan. You know, and I just want to know why he's still sitting there and he was fighting.
I can't answer that question.
Ladies and gentlemen, go ahead.
Trustee Burgess mentioned the purpose of the air strippers was to remove the vinyl chloride. Is that correct? Yes. Now, 3 weeks ago, I think it was 3 weeks ago, we had a gentleman from the water thing saying that there was still vinyl chloride in the water. Okay, well, in the well.
That's true.
That's true.
It's still in the
So why
well.
are you using air strippers? So what's the purpose of the air strippers?
You're treating the water after the well.
Treating contaminated water.
Well, it's going, the water's being treated before it goes through. That's what the strippers do, and then you go to the finished product which comes out to your house.
What about well 3?
Well 3 is down the line.
Agenda. See no one else come to the mic? Move to item number 9, miscellaneous business. Comments from the trustees. Trustee Williams, so you.
Only, like I said, I'll be here afterwards to answer the questions for, even though I'm trying to crumble the infrastructure. I'm pretty good at that. If I can do that, I can. But anyways, I'll be here afterwards to answer questions, that's all.
Trustee Benson? All right, I just had one thing I wanted to read. I said that I would read this. Part of the memo. Residents were asking why their water rates or their water bills were so much higher this last month. And before I read this, I just want to explain, if you go down Sauk Trail, Sauk Village is split up into 2 sections. We call them the south side and the north side. So depending on which side you live on, if you live north of Sauk Trail, you'd be considered a north side of this, and if you live south of Sauk Trail, you'd be south side. So I just want to read this portion right here to the residents. The south side of town was estimated for the July billing period. And the reason that was done is because of the passing out of water, and our water department was passing out water. They were unable to come out and read the water bills. And your water bills, if you live on the south side, was estimated based off of your previous bill, if I remember correctly. Your May bill, okay? The way that they were estimated, I think I just said it already, the way they were estimated was based on the reading that was on their May bill 2012. When we read, and this isn't coming from me, this is coming from one of the employees, when we read the actual readings in September, if more water was used than what was billed for in July, this was going to reflect on your September bill. So if you can figure that when your bill was read in September, you're paying for the water usage for the previous 2 months, and you're paying for whatever water was not part of the estimated bill from your previous bill. So you could have had a larger bill, and again, if you remember, this is probably the hottest months of the year. People are using more water. If you water your grass, I know there's one gentleman that was here talking about he had an $800 bill. He waters his grass every day. What happened was during those hottest parts of the month, he got an extra bill. If you want to call it an extra bill, he didn't get charged extra. It's just because his estimated bill was less than what it should have been. So we see here that in addition to this, there was a water rate increase to take into consideration, which went from $3.50 per 1,000 gallons to $5.50 per thousand. The residents that live on the north side probably didn't see, again, I don't want to say because it all depends on how much water and usage you use. I know in my house I use a lot because of the amount of children I have, the baths, the washing of the clothes and things like that. But if you were pretty much average and you don't do anything special, where every month you were the same, on the south side, your bill did show an increase, but it probably wasn't that much. Again, I'm not going to say that much because depending on how much water you use. Where on the north side, and I keep on looking back and forth, I don't know where everyone here lives, but on the north side, your bills were red, you received actual billing, and the very next bill you received was an actual bill with a water increase. So I do know that there's been a lot of residents coming up and saying about how much their water rates were increased. So again, just in summary, and I don't want to repeat myself over and over, your last bill you received was estimated based on the previous bill. Again, we had the hottest months of the year during your next billing cycle. Most residents use a lot more water, a lot more baths being taken, things like that. And what had happened was you saw the rate increase also. So that's why we saw the increase, a lot of residents saw the increase in their water bills. Again, this is coming from the utility billing. If you have any questions, or if you have any questions concerning your bill, I would encourage you to come up and please talk to the ladies in the front office. I know they don't want to hear this, but talk to them. If needed, we can, well, if needed, I'm sure that Kevin's group can also make sure that we have any problems. And I put something on my Facebook when I started hearing residents talk about the increase, about things to look for. I know that when we passed the water increase, first thing I did was I sat down with my kids and said, you're not going to leave the water running. No more. We went around the house looking for leaks. A drip in your, one drip that continues to drip inside your house will raise your water bill. And we used to put that out every so often, what that increase was. But we're talking double digits. It could raise your bill within 2 months just one water leak. A toilet that runs constantly, unless you wiggle the little knob there, or the handle, could increase your water bill. These are all things that I know in my family that I'm looking for. I tell my kids when they brush their teeth, no longer leaving water on. They run their toothbrush underneath the water, they turn the water off. I know that all of us are probably, I'm not going to speak for everyone, but a large amount of residents in Sauk Village are on limited incomes. And I'm right there with you. That I get paid twice a month and I expect to be able to pay my bills. And I know a lot of residents are the same way. So I've heard a lot. I've heard a lot of residents say that they weren't aware of it because the village would try to let the residents know we were going to be increasing water bills. We had additional water hearings. We had, before the water referendum, we had meetings, hometown meetings that residents know the water rates were going to go up. And as a village board, at first we looked at it, so okay, we raise it with the village residents passed. But then we look back at it again and say, you know what? We'll take those in steps. So the first increase was only for $2 when the water referendum that was passed was for over $6 increase onto your water bill. So I don't know if that explains everything. I tried to explain it as best as I could, but again, after the meeting, if you want to sit down and talk, and I can get copies of this memo, I can no problem passing it out, so you kind of get an understanding. And again, I would encourage you to bring your water bills to the village hall, let them take a look at it, and you can also look at those there also. All right. I see no reason to go into executive session tonight, so I ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion second, all in favor? Motion carries. Meeting adjourned. Thank you for coming out.
Appreciate it, Gary. Appreciate it. Have fun.
I'm gonna tell you all again if I have to. Let's do that. Let's crack me again. Who's got a phone? 758-1331. I can still friend over there.